Hey, this is Dana with the Freedom Please channel and essenceofme.com. I'm coming to you all real quick for an update because I have not I've recorded, but I haven't uploaded in a little bit. And so I am about to just get into some other work and I thought, let me do this. So we come in onto this video like old school. No eyebrows, no makeup, just some gloss, and I will just kind of give you guys an update on what's going on in my life. I don't, I can tell, I'm going to tell you what I'm working on, even though I have not done a lot of finishing of projects. This week is just crazy, and I actually have some downtime because it's my birthday weekend. So I intentionally didn't schedule a lot of stuff so I can do this update really quick before I bounce. And then I also have an unboxing that I wanted to share, so I'm just going to do it all in one. So if you're interested in hearing what I got going on, even though I look like I need a nap, then stick around. If not, I will see you all hopefully on another video. Okay, so for everyone that's sticking with me, I will see you all after the introduction, and let's get to it. Later. So this is Dana with the Freedom Please channel and essenceofme.com. I am coming on today for an update. How are you? I've been getting messages about where am I? What am I doing? Girl, life. So grab your tea, grab your beverage, grab your project, and I'm just going to do a little bit of an update. My glare is a little bit better. I got another pair of glasses, but being in front of this window it just is what it is. And I look like this because I feel so I have to I'm going to unbox this first, and then I'm going to take you back a little bit so I can bring you forward. So the first thing that I'll have is this package, and it's going to actually go with my update. The going back to bring you forward takes me back to the end or May of last year. And in May of last year, my youngest child graduated. And many of you, if you've been here long enough, if you have not, hey girl, hey. But we homeschooled. So that meant in May of last year, it was like this, like I could hear shackles falling. Nah. It was this new season in my life. And the crazy part about it, for someone who plans and someone who's like always like ensuring that like things are together and situated, I did not for the life of me consider the fact that she's about to graduate. Like, you're about to be done homeschooling. I was homeschooling for almost 20 years to homeschool two of our three children. And so from the time they were old enough to go to school until the time that the last two graduated. And so to graduate the last one, I didn't even think about it. I was so in the mode of getting her finished and getting her prepared for her next step and phase, which she's doing brilliant or beautifully. She's transitioning well. She's living life well. She's adulting well. So mom is proud. But for me, I found that for a few months, and really, even though I've been so busy and I don't record as much, you didn't see the bumping around, but I felt like I was bumping around in my life, and it made me think about how it must be extremely difficult for people to have like this empty nest and have your last kid graduate and you don't have anything going on in your life because your life has always been about your children. And for me, my life isn't all about my children and my family, but they took up a big chunk because we homeschooled. And so to have this chunk of time freed, it was the most exciting yet scary yet craziest. Like, it took, yeah, because this is an update. I know I like to talk. It took me probably 6 weeks for it to settle in. Like, Dana, something is off. And it didn't hit me that because she graduated, something was off. Because in the past, when we got to the summer, we usually had time off at the first part of the summer, and then the second part of the summer is when I started getting my lesson plans together for the new school year. So I had this thing and this schedule that I always did, and it just wasn't there anymore. And even though I still had the same amount of time, it was hard adjusting when schooling was mandatory. Everything else is pretty much discretionary. You know, what I want to do in the office, what I don't want to do, going out and doing stuff, my normal errands, my normal things. And I am very much regimented to the fact of, I go to the grocery store on these days. These are the days that I do laundry. These are the days that I do this. And I do that so that I can manage our business and my writing and our household with as little stress as humanly possible. I do well under deadline stress. I do not do well under chaotic stress. That makes me want to check out, which I realize. So that kind of just changed a lot for me. And when it changed for me, I didn't know that I was going through a change. I was just like, why do I feel like I'm forgetting something? Like, what am I supposed to be doing right now? And it took my son to say, Mom, you were homeschooling for 20 years. Like, you probably just don't realize that you have all this time free. Genius. Like, I raised the genius. So, yeah, so he kind of clued me in. And then I was on this thing of, wow. Then I went into, let's do everything. I signed up for a block a month. I did this. I went to classes. I went out of town. I've been traveling. Like, I did everything on top of still writing, on top of still publishing, on top of still working with clients. And then it kind of got a little too loosey-goosey. As far as how I was managing my time, and the consequences that I experienced with that, thankfully, wasn't like crazy, but it's just being tired and being stretched too thin and too wide. And I really had to kind of snap back and re-ground myself in my goals that had nothing to do with homeschooling or nothing to do with my children or nothing to do even with my husband, but the things that I see for myself this year, the next 5 years, the next 10 years. Okay. So with that said, even in that season, some things that I've changed on here, understanding and embracing this year of 40 has been a very huge eye opener for me. And having grown children has been a huge eye opener for me. And how I spend my time and what I want to do. And I'm too grown for that kind of stuff is going on in my mind. And just hashtag like she wins. Grown woman swag. Like all that stuff, y'all. I did all of that. Still am. It's not going to stop. And I realized a few weeks ago, and so now this is like, 6, 7, 8 months, whatever. I realized a few weeks ago that when my kids were, I would say the youngest had to be maybe around 15, 16, so maybe 3 or 4 years ago, there were some women that were around me that are friends, not like close friends, but friends like that we've known each other for years. We've seen our kids grow up, all of this. And I watched the way they transitioned into having grown children and having no little ones to look after. And when I tell you they did it and did it right, that I didn't notice that I was paying as much attention as I was. Now, this is the craziest update, but you whatever. And so I was watching So like one, I need to like message her and tell her, but one, she started traveling. So, you would see her updates, and I'm talking about real traveling, like living life wonderfully, like you 20 instead of you in your 40s. And it was like, ooh. And then another one, she just doing different things and participating in different things, and she matured. It was another level of maturity that I could appreciate, and I could feel like, oh yeah, that's kind of like how I want to do it. So you take all these different influences and you mix it with my already eclectic self, right? I'm writing, I'm crafting, I'm quilting, I'm traveling, I'm going to retreats, I'm going to conferences, because that's what I do. And you mix this like season of grown woman stuff. Y'all, I showed out. So what did I do? I started, like, now I've been pretty much trying to travel or do something at least once a month. I have upped my goals for my books. I have shifted my client intake in my business. I am preparing, I'm just have specific goals, both life, spiritual, monetary, things that I would like to acquire. All of these things have become very clear. And for once, because I'm a person that I had my kids young. So that means my adult life, I was a mother. So I'm still a mother. Like, don't get it twisted. Yeah, they're my babies. But now it's just this thing of me and my husband and us doing stuff we like, and us traveling, and us getting in the car and just going and telling them, hey, we'll be back when we get back. And it's been a wonderful thing. And with that has come a new sense of defining myself and reaching for new goals, and really getting to this place of, I know I'm like using all the hashtags and everything, but I can see why they stick. Like living your best life. And what does that mean? And what does that look like? And for me, I feel like I am redefining that, because in my lifetime, other than the women like in my church, like I didn't see that. Like I didn't see that in my mother or in my aunts, because a lot of them work traditional jobs, and I work for myself, and I work for my clients, and I determine my own schedule, and I do things when I feel like doing things, and if I don't want to do things, I don't do things. So all of those things has meant redefining what who I am and what I'm doing and where I'm going in this life. And that has really caused this shift in my channel to where I really want to share things when I want to share them. And I really would want to start sharing things from this perspective of, really, it is like living your best life and what that looks like, and crafting is a part of that. But also, you know I've been redefining, my what I how I want to appear in the world, whether it's my makeup or my hair or my clothes and all of that stuff to suit who I am in this season right now in my life. I don't care what's going on when it comes to the others' opinions and all that around me, but more so of, how can I use what I have and utilize my gifts and the tools I've been given for the most greatest good of everybody that I come in contact with. And that includes this. So with all of that said, it actually does get to this unboxing. And if you all have any other questions about that, let me know. So I am currently working on a crochet blanket, which I told you all about before, which I've been working on that slowly because of deadlines. And I'm also working on the crochet shawl that I don't even think I will ever wear it, because the colors are not my colors, but it's very relaxing. And my temperature blanket, it's been going really slow, but it's because I need a way to track the days when I don't do it. So in this month of April, I need to get back on it. So it's this itty bitty. I haven't even touched it. I'm not even going to tell a story. So it's going to be going on forever. And I may just start it for the month of April and have it go from April to April just to do it. And so that's what I'm working on with that. For my block of months, I am behind a month on those, but I did get the blocks. So I so need to do those. But honestly, I've been so busy that my sewing machine is still packed from the retreat in February. And this is April. And I don't think it's going to come out anytime soon because of in uh because of my publishing schedule. This year is just a very like focused year. And then yeah. So that all really boils down to what this package is about. At the end of last year, and I think the beginning of this year, I started trying to go digital with keeping myself organized, and that's why I was trying to really get organized because I realized I had this pocket of time, and because I had that pocket of time and it was not planned, I'd look up and the whole day would be gone and running around doing errands, doing this stuff or whatever. And it doesn't work because of all the stuff that I have going on. And so I realized at the beginning of the year when I came on and showed you, I think I showed you. If I didn't, I think I did. I really do think I did. I started doing the bullet journal. And when I did the bullet journal, I have loved it. Like, it is crazy full right now. And you can't see it, and that's because there's like client projects, notes, minutes, um, brainstorming, deadlines, like all that stuff is in here. But what I realize is that I really, really enjoy this, but I do miss the structure of a standard calendar. And in the beginning, what I did was I just drew one inside, but I don't have time for that. And this is not like one of those like pretty ones or anything. I don't do all of that. I just list, check. There's no colors other than post-it notes, which I do love post-it notes because I can move them around. And so I wanted to do something where I could add a little bit of structure and still have the freedom of this, and I love this, the quality of this journal. I just love it. So I wanted to try to marry. So that in steps of this. So I'm going to open it and and while I'm doing this, welcome to the many people that have joined. I hope that you all are well. Okay. Oh, it smells good. Okay. Thank you so much, Dana. I hope you like it. Here we go. This is the shop owner. I purchased this from Etsy. The shop is called, it has on here, Candanita. I don't think that was the name on, I'm going to look it up. I'm going to look it up right now. Yes, this is a long video. Work with me, y'all. Let me know in the comment section what you're working on. What project. If you are someone that has graduated or you have grown children or you have no more children at home, yes, it is called Cantonita Notebooks, CADENETA Notebooks on Etsy. And they're handmade travel journals and journals. So here's the ribbon, and it was a little nice tag, and it says made with care. They're handmade. It's wrapped in this paper. Ooh. Y'all, this is my birthday week. This was my gift to myself, and y'all know how much I love unboxing stuff. I miss doing unboxings. I almost want to just order stuff just to unbox it. Okay. Okay, here we go. Okay. Y'all, I like opening new stuff. I don't know if it's good or bad. Okay. So, the first one is this. This is technically an A5 size notebook. And it is a like a what they call it, a fox story or a traveler's journal, in that it closes with this elastic. And on the inside, it looks like this. It has pockets here, and it has I upgraded it to include more elastics. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 elastics total, and I paid for the extra wide spine. And the reason why I did it was for this. I want to be able to do this, to put my journal on the inside, and to be able to add more inserts so that I can keep client projects separate from my ongoing projects, and have different inserts by task. So I work on ongoing projects for 4 to 6 weeks for some clients, and then other clients it may be 2 to 3 months or 6 months, and I need to be able to brainstorm whenever I feel the moment to do it or need to do it. And so I wanted to be able to carry my journal on the inside. So this is a fox leather, and it does have a pin loop. It feels so soft. The inside feels like a fleecy type of material. And y'all know this is my favorite color. And then you put it all on the inside. And I'm going to actually untie these and put my journal on the inside with the elastic, and that way when I'm finished it'll close like this. So tell me if you would like to see this after I set it up. Put it in the comment section. So the second one that I purchased is this. Same thing, same setup. And on both of these I did purchase additional inserts. I did the dot grid, and the ones that come in it each came with its one. It's just a plain paper, but I write Cricut when I don't have some sort of guide, and I find that I like dot paper quite a bit. Like I prefer dot paper. This is just like, oh, this is extra elastics. And then this has 1, 2, 2 elastics on the inside. And here's the pockets on this side. Here's the pockets on this side. Yeah, here. These have the 3, and then the back one. And then 2 on this side. And I'm actually planning to use this one as a wallet and a planner that I carry with me so that it will fit. Let's see. In my purse. I normally don't go for this color, but when I seen it, I couldn't stop looking at it. And I really originally wanted to maybe get a purple because my favorite colors are turquoise and purple, but this just called to me. Because look at this. It's even the same color as my nail. So this is the Traveler's standard size. And I'm not sure how I'm going to like it, but I picked this size. I picked that size because of my journal. I picked this size because I want to fit like a wallet. I'm going to use it like a wallet and put what I need in here. And if it doesn't fit in here, then I won't, you know. And so I will be working on just kind of putting these together to fit my life. And then the last one is this. Look at this red. This is also the standard size. And what I liked about this one is it's this pretty red with the black on the inside. And this one I'm going to give to my daughter. Oh, these are just rubber bands. Oh, these are the ones so that if you want to extend it. Gotcha. The rubber bands. This is a good one to see because it doesn't have the insert on the inside, but you can see the pockets. This box leather just feels like real leather. what I love is that it does not stink like, how some leathers kind of smell. And it's handmade, I'm not like sewing handmade, but with a machine. All of the edges and everything looks good. I love that all of them have their a pin loop. This one again I'm giving to my daughter. And so I did purchase some inserts, and then I also made some inserts to give to her. And with that said, one of the things that I started saying and didn't say, so hear them compared. And I will make sure that I put her information on the inside. The price was reasonable. I was on the fence for a little bit because she makes these in Spain. And usually when I shop on Etsy, I look for local or people that are in the U.S. Because a lot of times it's just like women at home or whatever having a store. And I just loved the level of quality, the number of reviews that she had. And everyone seemed to love them, especially when people have several reviews that are repeat purchasers. I just like when someone makes a quality product and I can go back and just support another woman building a business. And so I just was looking forward to it. And here's the spine on it. It just looks good. It just looks good. I like the inside too. This like not felt. Felt. That's what it feels like to me. I had to think about, is it felt or does it feel like fleece? And it feels like felt. So there you go. And so what does that mean? Going back to where I started from in the handwritten note. Love it. So to get my schedule and everything together, I wanted to combine the journal and combine maybe a standard already produced calendar and to be able to list date stuff. And I can do that with the bullet journal style, but I find that with the bullet journal, I love actually listing stuff out, not documenting dates for specific events. I do like a weekly log of tasks that I need to complete for the week, and I do check those off as I go along. But what I really love is more like the collections and all of the gatherings of my notes in one place in the space to fully process my thoughts written and then to transfer into any type of digital or electronic device that I need to take it from there. And so yeah, that's what's up. So with that said, I'm going to make sure I put these in here. And if you all would like to see once I put it all together, let me know. And I just can't wait. I'm going to order myself I've been looking at this really beautiful fountain pen that I want to do. And it's just, I'm like, oh, it's a nice little pretty penny. But man, that baby is bad. So yeah, so I'm ready to rock and roll, to keep doing what I'm doing, to keep expanding my business, to keep growing as a woman, to keep growing as a believer and a woman of God and as a wife and as a daughter, and what I'm doing here on this channel. I will be coming back with more because I have some more stuff coming up. I will be, in closing, continuing to mix up my content, doing some stuff with my sister lock videos. I have something coming up with that. Doing maybe, there are some things that I purchased for my birthday as far as clothing that I kind of want to do. And I haven't decided on that. Not like fashionista, but like affordable, comfortable, but yet classy type of vibe. And I'll just see what happens in this new birthday year for myself. Because I'm happy, I'm healthy, and I'm fully blessed and highly favored. So that is a blessing. So with that said, tell me in the comment section what you're working on. If you'd like to see more videos once I set up my planner, because that will be going down this weekend, because I need checklists for certain projects, so like pronto, like to go through, gather, and keep them separate. Like for example, and then I'm signing off. Like I would like to have one of the inserts with nothing but my book deadlines, because I got a lot of them and I need to put them in order. And when I kind of do like scatter it around, so what I was thinking about inside, and I love how she has these on the inside. For example, go ahead and setting up the monthly things that I did. Oh, it's tiny dots. Can you? You can't. They're too tiny. Oh, there you go. They're really small. Oh, I like that because from a distance you really can't see them. Um, to maybe do collections like one page by each month so that I can just list the dates and be able to quickly go in here and skim all my promotions, all the things and stuff that I'm testing for that month for what books and all of that. Like I have to track all of that. And I love it in here, but what's happening now is that it's hard to the pages are separate, and I do number the pages so I can flip to the next one, but I like to just be able to look at one and not go through everything to get there. So it's gonna be interesting to see how I do this and still keep it easy and minimal and efficient. So that's what I'm going to be working on. If you have any suggestions, leave them in the comment section below. If there's any videos that I should watch that you suggest to help me just get this all together and get everything up and running, let me know. And with that said, I'm out. I hope that you have a fantastic day, and I will see you all hopefully sooner than later. Take care and goodbye.